water. There's not going to be enough water for all the housing you are building. The DWP has admitted it. And people, I'm here to tell you, they have already admitted there's going to be a 9% increase over the next 3 years on your DWP water bill. They say it's going to be 9%. Ha ha! No way! It's going to be at least 30 to 50%. I have spoken with DWP officials, and I said, gee, my calculations say that by the time all your expenses are passed along to the consumer, all the rise, all the demand, and everything, 30 to 50%. They said, you're right. And I'm saying you might see a double. So you might see a doubling because I don't think they're prepared for the shortage of water. They're building, density, trying to make it like New York City. They're not factoring in the water shortages. So if you think it's going to be 30 to 50%, oh my gosh, we're going to have to beep that out in an edit. If you think it's going to be 30 to 50% now, wait until there's way not enough water, problems in the Sierra snowcaps. So this is no laughing matter. We have big problems because the city, number one problem, too much density housing, not enough infrastructure, not enough transit, not enough roads, not enough schools, not enough police, not enough trash removal, not enough fires, not enough water. And so it has to stop. We're going to be in a crisis mode. I'm telling you, all hell's going to be breaking loose. And the price of inflation with the price of gas right now, people can't afford to show up for work. They can't afford to even drive to go to their jobs. And you're placing more taxes, the half cent for infrastructure, even though you passed on Gold Line 320 federal money. You're going to be... The consumers are not going to be able to handle it. And the other thing is, I'm very concerned about, again, the money doesn't go to where they say. It never makes it. Just vote no. They use scare tactics. They say if you don't vote for this, then something's going to get worse. They always wrap it up in a warm and fuzzy. For the kids, for the homeless, for the elderly, to prevent crime, for youth development, for the parks, for the recs. They always have a reason to spend money. Because here's how it works, people. Every day there is federal, state, and local money that is handed over to the city of Los Angeles, and city council approves that they distribute it to various nonprofits throughout the city. But I'm here to tell you that it's a cahoots racket. I say that there's racketeering involved in all of this nonprofit money. The community doesn't end up seeing it. Front-end loaded management contracts, padded employees, wasteful spending. The thing is, there's no accountability, no transparency. When you give $10,000 to a nonprofit, it's $10,000. You know, that guy gonna go out and buy a new BMW, and there's no way of knowing because you don't have to keep any type of accountability, and nobody's checking up on this, and you have people that work. I say that there are staffers on city council and staff members that are actively running these nonprofits, and it's cahootsism, and it's racketeering. And let's talk about the neighborhood council systems. You might have seen the Your Neighborhood Council show, Dr. Daniel Wiseman. Neighborhood councils, you might be on one, you might know people on it. I'm here to say that that is a racket. That is a corrupt racket. Did you know that you could work for city council, you could be a city council paid staffer, and you could run for a neighborhood council and be president of that neighborhood council, and you don't even have to disclose or tell anybody, oh yeah, and by the way, I work for the council member. The neighborhood council system was created to be an independent body separate from city council to try to have a little leverage and a little community input, and the community come to council and put some input. But what do? Corrupt and racketeering and shady like everything else. The city council has their own staff members that run for these positions, and then they back them, and then they win, and then it just becomes a cahoots racket. It just makes it even easier to approve all these density projects, okay? And if you don't, the city clerk took over the election process this year, and I was on City TV 35. If you've seen it, you've heard me talk about it, about the election problems with the absentee ballots arriving in the mail after the elections, all types of crazy whatnot, ballots not being counted, complete election fraud, and, you know, some of these elections. And guess what? Downtown Neighborhood Council, Jan Perry's district, they had to throw the election out, and now they got to spend more money for another election. I told you they don't, you know what I'm saying? And that, oh my gosh, the corruption runs rampant. It's Zuma Dogg every day showing up at TV 35 for public comment. It's like trying to capture Niagara Falls in a Dixie cup with the corruption. But the big thing is, don't believe a thing they say about with needing more money. They took in record revenues. The mayor spent it like MC Hammer at the top of his charts when he was going crazy. And now we realize, oh, the hit money isn't coming in anymore. There's inflation everywhere. The subprimes, the foreclosures. We're not going to be taking as much money. But I still got the bad addiction, y'all. I still need that money flowing in. Oh, we better raise fees. Oh, that's the other thing. Everything raising fees. Your parking meter, watch this, by the time this show hits the air, I bet your parking meters, you're going to see the quadruple, y'all. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I got an idea. Let's quadruple the parking meter rates, y'all, because I need some more money, y'all. Yeah, yeah. So that's happening. Everything, updated fees. If you're a property owner, you're getting maintenance improvements mandated, and then when you can't comply, they put liens on you. It's just they're trying to suck as much money. It's a mayoral shakedown, Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. And so that's why I'm here to say, Zuma Dogg, I am going to be putting my name on the ballot, because first thing I'll do is shut down all this corruption. I don't need all this fraudulent, corrupt money, and we'll just run the city efficiently. And then the other thing is, if you've heard of since I'm being serious here, if you've heard of Dr. W. Edwards Deming, I have a 14-point plan based on Dr. W. Edwards Deming to improve quality and efficiency, because not only do they waste the money like they're getting paid commission on dollars wasted, but then they're just so inefficient and stupid anyway that the money gets wasted in ways they don't even want it to. I've just spent the first part of the show talking about how they want to do it, how they try to do it. Now I'm talking about the ways where they're just so inefficient they can't tie their own shoes. Everything costs 3, 4, 5 times. Oh, here's the big racket in the city. Hey, let's build a sidewalk. Hey, we'll build a sidewalk. We can give the contract to our friends. They can build the sidewalk. They can make the money and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, we found a problem with the sidewalk. Oh, taxpayers, sorry. Let's yank up the sidewalk. They got to break down the sidewalk. We found a problem with it. Now we've fixed the sidewalk. We rebuilt it. Okay, that's called racketeering, and it happens, and that's what the city does. And let's talk about the schools. I don't know how much time I have, y'all, but Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, he's illegally taken over the school system. You might have heard that he's taken over some schools in East LA, and it's in violation of city charter. Let me ask you something, city taxpayers. Did you vote to decide to let the mayor spend taxpayer money for, we got 5 minutes left? Okay, 5 minutes or 5 seconds, y'all? 5 minutes. All right. So anyway, let's talk about the mayor. Let's talk about LAUSD, because I'm here to say the biggest problem, I certainly could spend 5 more minutes since I'm running for mayor of Los Angeles, and you can go to Mayor09, that's my website, to see more. But the thing is, let's talk, we got to spend time with the schools, because the reason we have problems on the streets is because we have problems with the schools, and that's LAUSD, and that's just been a big joke for so many years. I say pull the plug if ever possible. I don't know how to, but here's the problem. Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa has taken over some LAUSD schools against city charter. Now, did you ever vote yes to let Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa take over schools and then pay staffers with your tax money to work in City Hall, to run his school thing? He's like, I mean, it's a part-time job. He's got this like little part-time side business going on. First, he's mayor of Los Angeles, but then he's got staffers. Oh, it's coming out of your money here too. He's got his staffers over here because he's trying to take over the schools. Well, why does the mayor care about taking over the schools? Not because he cares about kids, because the budget for LAUSD, the construction budget, is over $20 billion. That's double the city of LA's budget. So there's over $20 billion up for grabs. So the more schools you control, the bigger piece of that you control. And then you can say, well, gee, I'm running this school. Gee, we need to build a new school. And then you give the contract to your friend. And then they get to drive up costs, and nobody's looking, and anything under $500,000 doesn't need approval. So you keep tacking on expenses and charges over $500,000 at a time. Before you know it, the project's way out of line. Just talk about Belmont. So, of course, Mayor Antonio, he wants control of the schools. He's consolidated all power somehow and is running the schools, and he's using your taxpayer money to hire people and staff them and keep them in City Hall. Well, I thought he has a city to run, okay? I thought he has a city to run, okay? We've still got crime. We've still got, you know, the traffic nightmare, and this mayor's done nothing. And ask around. I'm here to say Mayor Antonio's in big trouble this time. Unfortunately, he probably will get reelected unless my name makes it to the ballot. But there's really no serious opposition. And so first of all, I'd like to put my email up there just in case we do run out of time if people want to contact me. And again, you've been watching Zuma Dogg, and I'd like to thank right now I need to thank a lot of people because over the past 2 years, if you see me at City Hall showing up for public comment, it is a nightmare lifestyle, but I am supported by the community with information. The things I'm talking about, I am not coming up with myself. It's people feeding me the information, calling me on the phone. Let's talk about, here's a big one, Jack Weiss. There's a city attorney race. In case I don't have time to see you again, we got the mayor, 09, Zuma Dogg. We've got the city attorney, very important, somebody's running, Councilmember Jack Weiss. I don't need to bore you with details now, but I'm very concerned. I do not want Jack Weiss, and nobody does. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. He's a council member. There are council members who are endorsing his opponent. Okay, right now, Carmen Nuch-Trutanich. Carmen Nuch-Trutanich is running against Jack Weiss, and as of this date, that's who I'm voting for. That's who I endorse. Carmen Nuch-Trutanich will take back the city attorney's office. We cannot let it go to Jack Weiss. Call all your friends. Let them know. More important than anything, Jack Weiss, no Jack Weiss, city attorney. He's in cahoots with the Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is Jack Weiss's campaign manager. So if you have Mayor Antonio and Jack Weiss together on the team, well, the city's in big trouble because that means there's no city attorney to defend, protect, check, and balance out the mayor. And that's why they want it, because there's a lot of things that the mayor needs covered up. There's a lot of things he's doing that he doesn't want investigated, and he needs Jack Weiss in there. And I'm here to say if Jack Weiss gets into that city attorney's office, it's going to be lights out for the city of Los Angeles. So more importantly than knowing who's running against Jack Weiss, just know the name Jack Weiss. And when you see that name on the ballot, you vote for the other person. Right now, I'm saying that's Carmen Nuch-Trutanich. I've spoken with Carmen Nuch-Trutanich. I've grilled him. I've met him in person. I've spent time on the phone, lots of time. I've grilled him. You know, I was trying to, see if I liked him or not, or if I was, and I absolutely do like Carmen Nuch-Trutanich. He's a strong, passionate, vocal candidate, strong, endorsed by Steve Cooley, endorsed by all the right people, and endorsed by Zuma Dogg, and he will take back the city attorney's office. He will not let the mayor run rampant, shady, fraud, waste, abuse, corruption. I would not be surprised. I'm here to predict, put it this way, I would not, if the bet is will Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa be dragged out of office under indictments, I would not vote no. I would not bet no on that. If it's the Vegas odds, Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, is he going to be dragged out of office like Elliot Spitzer on some kind of indictments one day when you wake up on the news? I put my money on yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Zuma Dogg, and I like to say, so goodbye, Villaraigosa, cause the big ZD's gonna howl. You can't keep robbing us blind now. The feds will shut down your show. Back to the ACLU, or whatever you used to do. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the Villaraigosa. Zuma Dogg, Maro9.com, simply on the realest though.